Hi, everyone. I wanted to introduce you to Dr. Jim Petersen. Jim, welcome.
Thank you.
Let me tell you a little bit about Jim. Jim and I connected, I think, back in 2018 as part of the American College of Financial Services Center for Military and Veterans Affairs. It's an advisory council that helps individuals transition out of the military into the financial services sector. So a wonderful opportunity. Jim is a Naval Academy grad. We won't hold that against him, us Air Force people. So
Yeah.
go Navy, right? The game's tomorrow. And
Beat
just
Army, of
you
course.
got it, beat
Yeah.
Army. And I
Yeah.
just wanted to share with you a little bit about this program. You have heard me talk about this Certified Professional Business Leader Program certification, CPBL. And I've been have the honor of sharing and teaching it with Jim and some other tremendous teachers, but I wanted to bring Jim on it. He is the mastermind behind it. He is the creator of it. And I wanted to just give you a couple minutes, Jim, to share with our audience, because as my father says, no leadership is better than poor leadership. And you cannot become a professional certified leader unless somebody teaches you to do it. So Jim, could you tell our listeners a little bit about the CPBL and everything they need to know to sign up for it?
Absolutely. Welcome, everybody. And yes, leadership is extremely important. And Tracey and I are very committed to producing the greatest leaders of the future through this program. It's designed after a program that I put together at our college, and that program, because of budget constraints and what have you, is being sunset. So a group of our instructors said, why don't we continue and develop the next generation of teaching leaders? And with a lot of help from our instructors, we put together this 3 8-week courses, and it called the Certified Professional Business Leader, or as the instructors have named it, Capable, because we want capable leaders going forward. Let me just share with you the excitement that I have for this program. It is definitely contemporary. We have, through artificial intelligence, we've identified the key challenges that our leaders are faced with domestically and worldwide. They're all in the course. So that is up to date. Secondly, our instructors are all have practical experience in leading. They are not just educators. And there's nothing wrong with being an educator, but we teach what we call pracademics, the practical application of academic principles. And our people are very up to date. They go from very senior military officers and enlisted to government workers to very senior business individuals. They all have practical experience, and a number of them also have academic experience, but the academics came after the practical business experience. So we want you to go through and learn from individuals who have done a great job at the leadership level. We also have added speakers who come from a variety of different areas. Some of them are on Dr. Tracey's podcasts, who come in and will speak with our students. The feedback that we got on the previous program was tremendous, to coin a term. And but this one I'm so excited about because we've gone one step further, and we have asked artificial intelligence, excuse me, to help us develop the best of the best in leadership. So we look forward to offering this. We are in the process of talking to major companies. Oh, and one other thing I want to tell you is that this course, or these courses, are designed to be agnostic as to where you lead, because the way we ask the questions throughout the course and the exercises are all related to where you are as a leader and the company that you work for, or the organization that you're running, or whatever. So you don't have to worry about, well, am I in the right industry?
Mhm.
Another question that comes up is, who is it for? And I would say the minimum requirement is that you have some leadership experience. And then, but we've had individuals with very little leadership experience to people who have had 40 years of leadership experience. And the feedback has been equally positive from all of those, because we try to meet you where you are and make you a better leader, or help you, show the way to become a better leader. One last thing that I want to add here, and I can show you a couple of the marketing materials that we have, is that we are also added a new aspect of our leadership program. At the end, we are going to allow our students to go through a mastermind session, and then they will be able to opt in if they want to be coached. Now, as you can see in the background, we are bringing this certified professional business leader to you from the Professional Business Coaches Alliance. I am the president and owner of this organization that's been around since 2005. We've been certifying coaches since 2005. So we're very experienced at training and assisting individuals. So this move to the Professional Business Coaches Alliance with the CPBL designation is something that we're already very experienced at.
There's something at the end of this called the BTP, the Business Transformation Plan. Can you
Right.
share that with our listeners? Because I
Sure.
think this is one of the most compelling reasons why everybody that hears this should attend.
I agree. The Business Transformation Plan is something that we came up with to ensure that our leaders have something they can walk away from after going through the 3 different courses that we offer. And this is a business plan developed by the student. The student decides what the topic area is. We do have examples, and we show them the areas that we cover, and we cover 2 of these areas in each of the 3 classes. So we have values and mission in the first course, and then we have vision and strategy in the second course, and then we have objectives and tactical action plan in the third. So what the idea is behind this is to get us to think deeply about what it is in our jobs and what we are trying to accomplish. It may be a promotion, it may be a pay increase, it may be to transform our area under us as leaders, or to move to the next area. Whatever it is, we establish that early on in the course and then put this together. We also require, before we will award the CPBL designation, that the student select a mentor and go back and present that to the mentor. And there's a good reason for this. A lot of companies will spend money on leadership training, and often they have to wait to get any direct feedback. Well, through the Business Transformation Plan, they will get immediate feedback after the courses are over as to how the student has progressed as a leader. So it's a benefit to the student. It's a benefit to the company that they work for, or the organization they're a part of, or if they're an entrepreneur, to their entrepreneurial endeavors. So we're excited about that. The feedback, again, unequivocally has been very positive from the companies and from the students.
Thank you, Jim. Like I said, I just think that's so compelling because anybody coming in, you're going to have probably an issue or something that a challenge or an opportunity. And this is a way for you to really pick into that and unpack it and then
Mhm.
apply it, which is what all of this is about. Learn the knowledge and then apply it. The next thing I want you to share with the listeners is the other powerful thing is the mode of delivery. You mentioned there's 3 8-week modules, and then they'll have a little break in between. So this could go anywhere 7 to 8 months. We're not talking
Right.
about a PhD
Hmm.
dissertation.
No,
One other thing about the business transformation plan, this is not a master's thesis or a PhD dissertation. So
no.
I don't want that to be off-putting to you. It's however you want to put it, as deep as you want to go. This is all about you and what you want to do. But the way that we meet, it's a blended, it's not just asynchronous, but it's a blended cohort, which I think, having done online learning purely asynchronous, having gone to school 100% in person, and then doing the blended, I just love it. Can you tell the listeners about
Yeah,
the time commitment, when it will be, and kind of set the stage for that
yeah.
expectation?
And I want to highlight asynchronous because in the academic world, we all know what that is, but that's self-study for
Hmm.
those of you who don't know. Asynchronous and synchronous is with an instructor. And as Tracy said, you know, to be a successful leader, you need to be around successful leaders. So we, once a week, it's either going to be on a Tuesday or a Wednesday or a Thursday from 6 p.m. Eastern to 8 o'clock Eastern, 2 hours. You will meet with your class and an instructor to discuss what the topic areas are for the week. And the one time in each course, we will also bring in that outside speaker who typically is a rock star in the business or in the professional world to speak to you and allow you to ask questions. So it is a blend, and our instructors are also available if you need follow-up or you need help. And I want to reemphasize what Tracy said about this is not about doing a master's paper or something like that. This is about helping you become a successful leader. That is our satisfaction. It's not an academic exercise, although you will have to do some writing, not a lot. And then we also have a thing called a talk board or a chat room where you will chat with your fellow students about various aspects of leadership and then get feedback from them, get feedback from our instructors. We have a group in our soft launch that started in November. We have some instructors going through it, and they're finding it very valuable on the receiving end of something that they will be teaching. So we know that it's valuable for you.
Well, that's so exciting. And just to reiterate what Jim said, this is all virtual. So we
Mhm.
meet online. So wherever you are all over the globe on time zone, you may think, well, I don't know what if I miss a week? We take care of that. We record
Yep.
everything. You can go back and listen if you have a kids game or an urgent meeting, which helps because everybody in these classes are working professionals. It's so
Mhm.
important. But to Jim's point, we have people in the beta rollout that we started that have been running a business for 35, 40 years. And then we have
Mhm.
instructors that were just going to show up and watch for a week and get the vibe. And every week they keep coming back. Why? Because it's information about the science of leadership. I mean, everybody listening here, and you guys that listen to the podcast, you are the art of leadership. You pay the price of leadership.
Mhm.
But this is really the information behind why stuff did or didn't work. And you're going to sit there and go, I get it. And knowledge is power. And it's going to make you so much more of an effective leader. And we focus on followership, and we focus on culture and vision and everything. I tell Jim, this is like a little mini PhD on steroids. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It's the
Mhm.
equivalent of going to school for 4 years, doing a dissertation for 5. This is everything you'll need to know. And Jim, in the back end of it, There's resources, there's book recommendations. You know how I love that. There's YouTube videos. So yes, we have our textbook that we follow, but there's so much more than that because the world is so rich when it comes to the leadership grounded research. And we want you to have access to that. It's going to be like drinking from a fire hose a little bit, but you can go back to your teams at lunch and learn or staff meetings, or even as you're developing or coaching your own people. Last thing, Jim, what if somebody says, well, we already do training and development at our company? What do you think? What do you say to that?
Well, here's the reason why this is so valuable, and companies are realizing that, um, fortunately or unfortunately, when you do training within your company, and I've been involved in training for over 40 years, um, and probably more than that, almost 50 years of, if I include my military training that I conducted. The problem is that when you're within an organization, people start thinking the same way and they start coming up with the same solutions. A lot of those are great solutions because who knows the business better? But there often is not any thinking outside the box. Our instructors, I will tell you, are thinking outside the box. They've run different kinds of organizations, but they know leadership. And leadership is so important today. I used to say as a C-suite executive that the Achilles heel of my organization were the leaders, because we never had enough fully qualified leaders to fill all the positions that we had in leadership. We are constantly looking for them. So this is a great add-on to whatever other courses you're taking.
Yes.
They're good courses, but we're going to push you well beyond what you're thinking in your company. And the other thing is, students are going to be from all different companies, and you're going to be going, wow, that's something we need to do inside of our company. And the last thing I want to say, one of the things that was not designed into the program, we're finding, because people go through in a cohort, meaning that they will start together and finish together if they can. Once in a while, we run into somebody who can't, but they become friends for life of supporting each other in leadership as well as with their instructors along the way. So we end up having our own little community of individuals helping each other.
Absolutely. And we have solopreneurs in there and we have big companies in there. So just for our listeners out there, you may be thinking, well, what if I want to send a group of people? Great. A group is great.
We'll
Or
take
if you're just like me running your own thing, I learned so much more from it, but I love it. Charlie Tremendous Jones would always say, growing his agency, he's always like, I can recruit. I recruited 29 guys in 1 year and I eventually lost 28 of them. You know what I'm saying? So you can relate, right? Everybody can relate. So you think, okay, I can recruit the heck out of everything. We're quite appealing, all right? But retention, you have to develop people, or they want. And Charles would always say, as we grow, we always think more supervision, more management, more leadership is the answer. Only if it's done well. Poor leadership is a luxury none of us can afford. Again, he would say, don't put him in there. You're better with nothing. But this is just a beautiful, succinct, cost-effective, and I'm going to let you talk to that next, Jim, program that I want our listeners to put this on your list for 2025, because we're going to kick it off in, again, we've done the beta, phenomenal results. And also, Jim, do you have to do all 3 courses? They're meant to go in sequence, correct?
Yeah, they're meant to go in sequence because we're building that business transformation plan.
Yes.
And so each course is designed on certain aspects of it, but for you to get better and better and better with that plan. So when that plan is finished after the 3rd course, you've got a phenomenal plan. Some of our plans have been used to train companies that are in transition. We've had individuals who have been asked to give their plan at the C-suite level of a major financial services company. I mean, we're so proud of our students because the plans that they come up with are just as numerous as the ideas that they can come up with. So I did, Tracey mentioned about about cost.
Mhm.
And the very economical. We're going to do something very special for those of you who sign up for January, and we're kicking off January 20th. First course, I think, will be on Tuesday, the 21st.
21st, correct.
Yeah, will be the first class. Those of you who sign up, the lowest rate that we offer, and this is for companies who bring us 50 or more students, is a total of $5,000 for the first for the three courses,
Mm.
which is $1,667 per course. And you will be able to take advantage of that. We won't offer that very often, just to individual signups. Normally, you would pay $2,000 a course, so you're going to save money on it. And one of the reasons that we're doing this is we want to get the word out. We're excited about it. We think you will be too. Just go through it, and we'll give you a money back guarantee.
Yeah.
If after the first course you go, this really isn't for me, I know it's not going to happen, we'll give you your money back. We don't, we want you to be our raving fans as we go forward. And I'm very confident that you will be, because Tracey was talking about that some of our instructors have been in the class. Now, I wrote I in artificial intelligence wrote all the draft materials for the courses. So my goal was to just pop in once in a while and hear how classes are going. These are so exciting that I'm finding myself staying in for all 2 hours, and I really wasn't
And
planning on
contributing
doing it.
like you're a student, because we're
Yeah,
all
like I'm a
students.
student, because I'm so fascinated about the discussions that are going on. And I think if you talk to our beta test people, and maybe it'd be worthwhile,
We
Tracey,
sure
to
will.
bring one of them on next time and let
I
them
will.
tell you how exciting it's been for them.
I love it. And, I love adult learning space. 50 years ago, they thought we stopped learning at 18. It's like, oh boy. And we get a lot of adult learners. Some of you may be thinking, but Tracey, I'm like 50, 60, 70. We've got people that chronologically advanced in the course. And they're still like, I haven't written a paper in 40 years. And I go, don't you worry about a thing. And
Not a problem.
boom,
Yeah.
because we are here to walk with you along the way. And as Jim, I'm so glad you said that. If you find out not now or something comes up, you drop, you rejoin us at another thing. And I love it. $5,000. How about that for an investment? I feel like an infomercial, a tremendous infomercial. But I tell people, you can go to the Harvard MBA, MBA on steroids for, what is it? Like 15 years, it was like 65 grand, which is very
Yeah.
similar. Get together, case studies, guest speakers, or you can go to get a PhD, a piled high and deep for probably, 50 to 100, or you can get the essence, the distillation of everything you need to know to be a more tremendous leader for $5,000. And Jim, that's not just for a group. If somebody's listening as an individual, that's the honored
Yep.
price for signing up in January.
In January, we're going to honor that for January only now. Then we'll go back to our regular pricing scheme for April, which will be the next time. If you can't make it in January, and you tell us, but I want to join up in April, we will honor that for April also, either January or April. But you have to tell us that you heard it on the podcast, and we will honor it.
Yeah, I love it. And also, that brought the last question. How often will this be offered during a year? If I'm like, oh, I've got an overseas trip in February, I don't want to commit. Tell us how.
Yeah, so we plan on initially, until we figure out, what kind of cadence we need to keep up with our student load. It will be January, April, July, and October. We will start different cohorts. So we look at each of those times as a group. A group will come in, and then we will break them into cohorts depending on how many students that we have. So 4 times a year right now. We hope that it will be overwhelmingly positive, and we'll have to do it more frequently, but for right now, once a quarter.
Okay. Thank you, Jim. All right, we're going to wrap this up. Any last minute redresses come to mind?
Nope, not from me. And it's been a real pleasure. And here's the other little secret I'll let you in. If you join up in January, your first instructor is going to be Dr. Tracey Jones, and she's teaching the January first cohort. Anyways, if we have more than that, then there will be another rock star instructor. But right
Yes.
now, it's going to be Tracey teaching, and I'm telling you, she is tremendous for
Thank
sure.
you, Jim. Thank you, Jim.
All right.
Thank you so much. Okay, to our listeners out there, to our leaders that are paying the price of leadership, put this on your calendar for 2025. Look at your investment, talk to your people, see if they'd like it. Even send it to your HR or your training and development. I did a keynote with a group of HR professionals, and they were just like, wow, because personnel development is the number one reason that our entities and enterprises exist. So again, Jim, thank you for allowing me to be a part of this. So excited to see the epiphanies and the next generation of leaders out there. And to our tremendous leaders, we'll have all the information on there. You sign up. And thank you so much for listening. Bye-bye.
Bye.